Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you guys found it here. I don't know what the hell happened. It was so weird. My phone just flipped freaking vertical on me. I think I'm running about a, they design these phones, these fancy $1,000 iPhones for, to go back to last about 2 years. That's one thing. I'll tell you what, everybody's, this stuff that's going on with our economies all being in lockdown and frozen right now, and all the politicians, all these really smart people, trying to figure out how to manage things, get it going again. They can't get their data straight on coronavirus, and now they're politically haggling over how to reboot the economy. And anyway, this is Hans Johnson. For those of you that are watching this video, and I hope you got a chance to watch videos earlier, we're doing updates. I'm doing an update, a live broadcast every single day at 4 p.m. This is a brand new book, True Wealth Formula. It's available right now in Amazon.com. I've seen several people from other countries, Canada, New Zealand, basically reporting that Amazon is giving them an error, saying that it won't ship to them, which I think is just the most insane. Sorry, I'm in freaking reverse mode again. There's a setting on the Facebook app to get the book to show up right, and I just forgot to put it on. I don't know if I can make that change while I'm actually live. Maybe I can. Let's try it. Boom, there we go. But now I'm backwards and I look funny. Who cares? Okay. Anyway, here's the book, True Wealth Formula. It's in Amazon.com. How to master money, live free, and build a legacy. Anyway, if you're in a different country and you're getting an error, Amazon, and we've checked our settings and all that crazy stuff, and Amazon ships all over the world, and I have no idea why. It's freaking Amazon. Surely they would know your IP address and the location that you're logged in from if you're trying to order the book. So it makes no sense to me at all. But I would say be persistent. There might be an Amazon.ca site for the Canadian version of Amazon, or whatever the New Zealand or other domain modifiers, top level domains might be. But that's that. Should ship, shouldn't be a problem. Obviously the Kindle version's on 99 freaking cents. But based on that, the thing that I mentioned, which I'll review here, but I hope you got to see the video that I did earlier today. We're doing a ridiculous, crazy, insane ass offer, and I'll recap it here in a bit. I do want to do a shout out to Isa, who came in just a bit ago while I was trying to unthaw my brain. Haven't slept for the last couple days. She came in and brought freaking balloons and they happened to be the same color as the book. It's pretty funny. This is my messy office, nothing fancy. I grew up in Hawaii, man. I grew up going to freaking school barefoot. So I'm pretty sort of kind of whatever, beach style. And then Isa already brought this for me. I guess this is the Rock's tequila. So hey Rock, if you're out there, we're going to open up one of your bottles while we're celebrating True Wealth Formula, launch of True Wealth Formula. So what's the big crazy thing? We didn't build out a fancy marketing funnel for this. We're selling it just direct through Amazon. And the way that Amazon works, we have no idea who's buying what's what. So number one, if you haven't picked the book up yet, please head over there, get a copy of the book. They're going to ship it to you, but while you're waiting, you can grab the Kindle version for 99 cents. I would recommend doing both. I see a lot of people have picked up the Kindle version, but you haven't grabbed the paperback yet, and I'm going to give you a good reason why you should do, as minimum, at least one of those. And then number two, here's my thing, if you didn't see the other video. So, number one, go to Amazon, right? .com or .ca or freaking whatever, and get the book, True Wealth Formula. Number two, go to truewealthformula.com and make sure you register on the site there, and we'll get you a free PDF called the Money Quadrant Report that is going to fit real well with the book. And we'll give you access to our, I did 5 videos recently for free trainings on the Corona crisis, what I am calling the Corona crisis. We started letting our clients and people know all the way back in January. And you can watch those videos and get that information, but basically Corona Crisis Survival Guide. And you'll get access to that and some other stuff, videos, blah, blah, blah. The big thing here that we're doing, and this is what I announced at noon. If you missed that video, I'd go back and I would watch that, because this is the crazy, ridiculous thing that we're doing. What I'm doing is that for every dollar for dollar value, that transaction that happens in Amazon this week while we're launching this book, I'm all twisted up because the way that Facebook's app works is it's got everything backwards. While we're launching this, we're trying to push and get this out to as many people as possible. Okay, this book took me 4 years to write. I rewrote it and rewrote it and rewrote it. Had a great team that helped with it. I didn't go to college. Just basically grew up on the streets in Hawaii. Started my first business at 8 years old. Learned very early, if I didn't sell, I didn't eat. If I didn't work, I didn't eat. And that was a great lesson. 8 years old, maybe a little young to learn that, but very thankful for that, for those lessons and that upbringing. And didn't go to college, so I'm not a polished speaker or whatever. I tried to do a short version of the video earlier. Somebody said, "Man, can you do like a 5-minute version?" And it ended up being 12 minutes. So that is what it is. So I hacked and rehacked and wrote, and then the editors got into it, and the editors are awesome, but they all do their editorial, grammatical correct, and they add a lot of words and a lot of commas and a lot of stuff. And so this thing was rewritten and over and over and over again. And it was also, I did the formatting in a way to make it easy to read. There's headlines and subtitles every few. The paragraphs are very short. You don't see books. There's nothing worse. I'm sure you've read a freaking book before, let alone a financial book, but any kind of book. There's nothing worse than you're sitting down, you're reading a book, and the whole freaking page is one big massive run-on paragraph. And have you ever read a book before, and you're reading it and you get to the bottom of that page, and in your brain you just go, what the hell did I just read? You just forget, like the instant, like you literally read a couple paragraphs in and you read a page or two across, you flip the page and you literally cannot remember what the hell you just read on the prior page. So anyway, a lot of work went into this to try to make it basically fun to read, to make it simple to read, to make it stick in the brain. But you're the one that's got to be the judge of that. This is my own whatever, So a lot of laboring, man, massive, just hacking on it. Now, here's the big thing of why it was hard is because this topic, financial, investing, money, that's a hard topic to write about. And it's even harder to do it in a way, in something that does not become almost immediately obsolete. And all you have to do is look at the craziness of our modern financial system, the craziness of all the advice you get and opinions you get from experts and people out there. It changes constantly. It's like the internet. If you're doing business online, whatever you're doing right now today, in a few weeks or a few months or at least a year is going to be different. It's just constantly changing, and that's part of the world we live in today, and it's a real mind job. And so one of my goals was to step back far enough and to articulate wealth building and principles, and not just at the concept level, which you do find stuff out there where you get some good financial principles, concepts, whatever, stories. But that's not enough. That's important because it lays the foundation. The problem is you step away from that and you just have a bunch of information. And you got information in your head, but you don't actually have a system that you can put in place and implement today that is going to work. You're not, and so now on the flip side of that is you get stuff that gives you what I call investment tips, ideas. and you say, oh, that's cool, I'm going to do real estate, or wow, Bitcoin sounds amazing, or wow, the stock market, look at these technical charts, and this is how I do this, and you get these one-off ideas that are investment tips, or you get, a newsletter or an email or this or that. You go to a seminar, you get pitched on something, and you get this, and what it is it's a disconnect. And there's something in between that needs to happen in that. And that's what True Wealth Formula is it's a master wealth building strategy that will give you an organizational framework and structure to be able to put all that stuff in. So to do it in a way that teaches risk management. I'll tell you right now, the number one, and I had to learn this the hard freaking way. And if you are an entrepreneur, if you're a certain personality type, if you're somebody that's just success driven or hardworking or any creative types or whatever, all but and it's not as simple as just 4 personality types. It doesn't work this way. It's a very small subsect of a particular temperament, and the temperament is I'm not going to actually say what it's close to. I can't do it. It's not me, but there's a certain fractional percentage of a subset of temperament and personality that is naturally very, very methodical and unemotional about how they deal with money. But the number one denominator, the number one common thread across the board, okay, and I had to learn this the hard way. Number one, if you're an entrepreneur, if you grew up like I did, or you're a business executive, or you run in a home-based business, or you're, anything like that, or you might be whatever. Your focus is on growth. Okay, keep that in mind. This is the natural part of our psychology and our human mind. And I've done several videos on this, but it's really core to the system. Look at the markets, look at the economy. It's all about growth, okay? And so it's this addiction to growth. Well, what is that growth fueled by? It's fueled by consumption and debt, okay? So how long can that debt pyramid last, right? Have you ever eaten too much before? Have you ever just overate? You go out to a nice restaurant and the food's just amazing. Like, there's a point where you can't eat anymore. There's a point where it's not good. You try to drink this whole bottle in one sitting? It's you're not gonna have a good time. That's why, even Paul said, all things are permissible, not all things are profitable. And part of wisdom and maturity is realizing that, things in moderation are not only healthier and better, but they're actually sweeter. It's nicer. If you eat too much candy, if you have a little bit, it's good. But if you have too much, you eat a whole chocolate cake to yourself, you're going to puke that up. You're going to feel sick to your stomach, So that's our economy. That's our global system. And it's sick right now. And the way that they've been curing these problems is more debt, more of what causes, it's like you overdosed on sugar, so we're going to shove an extra bag of sugar down your throat. It's like a heroin addict. You're trying to unplug, you're trying to wean them off heroin, and the way that you get them off heroin is you give them more heroin. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing, and they can keep this game up, but eventually it's not gonna work, because it defies all laws of physics, and it defies everything that is natural about human nature and long term. But these things can keep going. So the natural state with all but a very small percentage of people is to focus on growth. That next step, climbing that ladder, doing better, succeeding, getting a raise, getting a promotion, getting a bonus, right? If I take some money and I do invest, I buy some land, I want that land to go up in value. My friend told me, hey, you can never lose money. This is a development area. Or I'm going to buy this stock and boy, it's going to go to the moon, man. I'm going to get in on Bitcoin early and it's going to moonshot, on and on and on. Across the board, the number one common denominator between professional investors, I'm talking about your highest level professional investors, okay? I'm talking about masters of money management, investing, and traders, guys that just kill it, okay? at the multi-millionaire and the billionaire level, okay? And the masses, and you see the masses right now getting sucked on in these markets, okay? And it happens every single time. I talk about it in the book. We talk about it in our implementation program. We talk about it with our monthly coaching members. All markets boom and bust. So the number one thing is that the difference between professionals and amateurs is amateurs focus on gains or growth, and professionals focus on risk management. Very simple, but we don't get that. We don't understand that term. And the biggest difference is focusing on growth or gains is answering the question of, how do I be right? Oh, I'm going to, the market just crashed, so I'm going to get in, I'm going to buy this stock, and I'm going to be right. I'm going to win. I'm going to have a good story. I'm going to tell somebody. I'm going to run my numbers, and I'm going to be right. Okay? Your elites know. And this is so important, and I've talked about this, and I don't know why I'm talking about this on this first update video. If you haven't bought the book yet, go to Amazon.com. Go to Amazon.com right now, order True Wealth Formula, order the book, and also receive, okay? We're running a special promotion. I haven't even told you. God. I got to tell you about what we're doing. I am matching dollar for dollar every dollar that's spent on Amazon this week on this book, dollar for dollar, giving out of personally giving, matching, okay? So if you want, I got to get back to what I was talking about. But if you want to buy one book, that's fine. I'll match you. That's going to be, you should definitely buy the paperback and get the Kindle version. And that'll cost you $11.99 for the paperback and 99 cents. So that's $12.98 or something like that. Okay. Basically less than $13. It's like going to McDonald's and getting 2 Happy Meals. Okay. If you want to do that, I will match that. Okay. But if you want to be smart and you want to use this book and you want to use it for gifts, you want to use it for pre-Christmas shopping, you want to use it for your business as a lead generator, to attach your business card, to give it out to people, to use it, as a gift for people that do a certain action. Maybe they opt into your website, or maybe they buy something from you. If you're in a home-based business, or you're in any kind of financial services or anything like that, this book is a brain dead. You can literally, if you really, what I'm doing, watch the video I mentioned earlier, but I'm looking, I want your help in getting this book out, okay? It's Amazon. There's no upsells, there's no blah, 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 blah. So go to Amazon. Okay, so this is what we're doing. You go to Amazon, get the book, go to True Wealth Formula, register, and then kingsransom.org, dollar for dollar. If you buy one book, that's about $12 plus 99. Let's call it $13. If you buy 10, that's $130, right? Give them away, presents, whatever. This book is a survival manual for this freaking chaos that's going on right now, okay? If you want to buy 100 or 1,000, what would 1,000 be? 1,000 would be like $13,000, okay? I'm going to match that. King's Ransom as a donation, 100% goes. There's 2 big campaigns right now. One is trafficking domestically in the U.S. It's a big problem internationally, but it's a huge problem in the U.S. And then the COVID-19. A lot of people are hurting right now with that. You can go to kingsransom.org and you get the information. You can talk to people, find that out. Okay, so what am I saying? I'm saying that, and I'll get back to what I was yakking about in a bit. What I'm saying is that if you go and you help me get this word out, and you be smart, and you use this book strategically to advance your business, to advance your life, to help people that okay, I'm going to take that, and whatever the gross sales are, now we don't get that. Amazon takes their cut, the printing cost, we get less than like half. Okay, so that means that I'm not donating, I'm not taking the proceeds that we get from the book sales and then donating that. I'm actually reaching into a completely different bucket and doing a dollar for dollar, right? So if we move 10,000 books, that's going to be about 130 grand. 20,000 books, that's $250,000. All right? So, skin in the game? Yeah, absolutely. That's how this book was written. This book there's no bullshit in this book. This isn't a sales funnel. This book is not a sales letter packaged as a book. Okay? This book is blood, sweat, and tears, man. This book is is the result of all kinds of crazy, awesome experiences. People have asked, how did that system work during this crash? My portfolio's up, and I haven't even talked about how much it is, because it's too soon to talk about that. The time's not right, So does TWF work? Yeah, it freaking works. But a lot of it depends on you. Okay, we talk about that some other time. But this is a mathematical system and a mathematical formula. If you add 1 + 1, you get 2. I don't care if you're I don't care what color you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what part of the planet you came from, or if you came from another planet. If you add 1 + 1 on Mars, it's still 2. It doesn't matter. It's the only universal language in the universe. It's actually, in fact, math is how the whole freaking universe runs. Okay, that's what's in this book, is mathematical formulas. You cannot not follow. If you follow this, if you follow what's in this book, it's impossible for you not to have the results. It's as impossible as it is to add 1 + 1 and get something other than 2. I don't know how to say it any simpler than that. Money is too complicated. Investing is too complicated. They've overcomplicated it in order to basically keep you a slave. So there's videos that we've done. Spread the word. Blast your email list. Do Facebook Lives. Do whatever you want to do. How much do you want to put me on the line for? How much do you want to see me freaking sweat? I'm sweating right now. We have had a couple bestseller notifications. Whatever, I don't even know how that's happening. You guys are amazing. You're all just doing amazing stuff. But I'm sweating. I'm definitely going to sweat, because we're going to go for however long this week. We got to push it this week. And I have no idea what you're going to do. If you just get one book, fine. We're not going to be able to help that many, young girls that have been trafficked and orphans, and just the worst stories. No matter how bad you feel that you're having it right now in this situation that's going on, there's somebody else that has it worse. So, how bad do you want to make me be really sweating? You're gonna get to watch every day at 4:00. I'm gonna do these live videos, and you're gonna get to find out. I think our stats are delayed with Amazon. I have no idea what the heck the stats are right now. I guess we're getting some bestsellers in multiple category lists. The shipping issue, apparently, with problems in different places, is related to COVID-19. I don't know. That explains delays, and we have people that are already getting their books, but maybe it creates a delay in other countries and such like that. But eventually you should get your book. That's why I'm saying order the Kindle, order the paperback, figure out from Amazon what you have to do to get the paperback. Hit the right site, do whatever, make sure you're logged in. And, then you'll have the Kindle and you can start reading. We need reviews. If you've already started reading the book, and if it's not lame, if it's half as good as I'm hyping it up to be, and if it doesn't suck, and can you log into Amazon and give us a review? That would be awesome. Okay. So the number one difference, this is the key difference, is that amateurs, these are the people that boom and bust. These are the people that basically live their life out as debt slaves and don't know the difference between an investment and a speculation. And these are the ones that don't get good results. Okay. They focus on gains. They focus on growth. Professionals, and this is a very small elite group, focus on risk management. And the key difference is that and this is not an easy thing, but once you get it, man, it'll change your life. It'll absolutely, it's one of the ways that I saw this situation going on with COVID-19 and the market stuff and the stuff that's coming and the planning that was done. It's the ways that our clients were able to sidestep that. But the key difference is that professionals, I'm talking about your elite, what they do is they focus on risk management. Okay, so here's how you do that very simply. One is a question that is focused on being right. All your data, all your research, all your information, all your everything that you're trying to process and be right. Okay. And I'm not saying you don't do that, but at the end of the day, can you validate any of that data? Can you actually know? Like, just look at the stuff you get on TV, right? How do you prove any of it's right? How do you trust anything you hear out there today? Okay, you can't, and it's not going to get any easier. It's going to keep getting worse. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. It's going to get more and more and more crazy. So what professionals do is very simple, and there's a lot of different ways, but this is the simplest way I could explain it. It's not how do I be right? It's what if I'm wrong? So you ask that simple question: what if I'm wrong? So you say, okay, I think I want to invest in Apple, or I'm going to invest in Amazon, or I think the stock market's going to go up, or I think the stock market's going to crash, or I'm going to buy a real estate rental, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or whatever. And you do all that normal stuff, but then you back it out and you say, okay, what if I'm wrong? Okay, so I can tell you that is one, one little big thing that's a key part of the philosophy. The last thing I'll say is that, the very beginning of this book, there's a lot of testimonials in here right at the beginning from clients that we've had through several years. Some of these clients are just amazing people, and about 6 months ago, or maybe it was a year ago, I can't even remember at this point, I was like, hey guys, send me your testimonial if you want to be in the book, and a lot of them jumped on it and got it and made it happen. I'm asking you guys to go now to Amazon and post a review on there. Don't buy just one book, okay? Buy 5, buy 10, buy 100. Come on, how bad, do you want to make me sweat or not? Right? Do you want me to be doing these videos every day? I'm like, oh yeah, cool man, no problem, right? Or do you want to basically, come on, let's do this thing, right? It's going to help you. You're going to get this book in people's hands. And I'll say what I said earlier. Do you want to be in a place in your life where, do you think that this is going to be the last, quote, crisis that happens? The last financial crisis? It's not even close to over. It's just getting started. Go watch my other videos, okay? You think this is going to be the last one? It's not going to be the last one, okay? These things cycle. They just do this, okay? So do you want to basically be in a position of strength? Do you want to be in a place where, and not just you, your family, your friends, people your clients, your business partners, do you want, this business can be used to build multi-million-dollar businesses. The philosophy, the mindset, the concepts, and the ratios that are in this book can be used to build multi-million-dollar businesses. They have been used. This is how we've done what we've done. This is the freaking, this is how you make the freaking sausage. Most people are going to tell you, they're going to show you the product at the end. They're going to give you that. This is how you actually make the freaking sausage. This is how you do it. Step by step. Right? So do you want to be in a position, do you want your family, people business associates, clients, right? Business relationships, partnerships, whatever. Do you want you plus them to never again be in this kind of crappy situation? Because, quote, the authorities and the experts got it wrong, miscalculated, made a mistake. The experts said, oh, the market, just look at February. February, the market was hitting all-time highs. And everybody was like, oh, strongest market ever. Longest running bull market. Strongest economy in 50 years. How do you go from that in February to now it's April? It's barely been 2 months. Not even been 2 months yet. And all this chaos and mayhem is happening. You don't go 2 months away from the longest running bull market in history and the strongest economy in 50 years in 2 short months to being on your freaking knees. I'm sorry. So if that happens, it's because you're over leveraged. If that happens, it's because you're not using the methodologies and the systems and the formulas and the ratios that are in this book. So whatever happens from this crisis right now, okay, this book will show you how to survive it. It'll show you how to manage what's going on right now. It'll show you how to prepare for what's coming. And it'll show you how to position yourself on the other end of this thing when we come out of this, and ensure that you and the people you love and your business associates and clients and on and on and on are never again in this freaking situation. Not again dependent on that. What is that worth? Is that worth 99 cents? Is that worth $11.99? So all I'm saying is that what I'm saying is take this offer, take this deal. This is a good deal for you. Okay? I'm saying get the book, get copies for friends and family. Have them watch these videos. I know I'm not a polished speaker. I know I cuss sometimes and I get crazy and I get all passionate and whatever, right? Just tried to start a live earlier and that video failed and start all over. You're never going to get the polished thing with me. You get this ugly office. You're not going to get this production studio crap, right? Spread this message, get this word out this week and make me sweat. You know, I'm trying to create a situation where you cannot lose. You absolutely cannot lose. You will advance yourself in this economy, in this market, by using this book as a strategic tool to put it into hands of other people you know, right? To use it as an advertising and a lead generation tool in your business, to align yourself with this message and with this brand. And at the same time, I'm gonna match it dollar for dollar. Not the money, not that I'm getting that, okay? Dollar for dollar to give into King's Ransom Foundation, kingsransom.org, and help people that are suffering from this COVID situation, and help people that are in even worse, that are suffering all the time because of sex trafficking and other crazy stuff. I don't know how you can lose from this situation. I just don't know. There's no way you can lose. And I think it's a pretty good deal. Everybody gets to win out of it, you know. The only loss is if y'all, I can't do this by myself. So the only loss is if people don't jump on this and make it happen and just go crazy. Get crazy, you know. Do Facebook Live, send video messages, blast your social medias, talk to people you know that have influence, whatever, man. Have fun, you know. You will never regret this week. One of the things in the beginning of this book, and this one's already going long, so maybe I'll talk about it later. But one of the things in the beginning is the idea of defining things. And I think I'll talk about it tomorrow. Every day at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be doing these Facebook Lives. And let me just talk about it right now. So one of the things in here. So here's this idea, right? You spend your whole life trying to have success, do good, right? Do better at work. All these things we talk about. And if you got the video I did earlier, it comes down to two things. One, relationships and money. And money represents resources, okay? And you could take anything in your entire life and you could pretty much put it in one or two of those buckets. So there's never going to be a point in your life, ever, never has been since the beginning of the world, since the beginning of human history, there's never going to be a point in your life where the issue of money and how it's managed is not a factor in your life, ever. Because too much money without the knowledge and skill and the character on how to manage it can be just as destructive or more destructive than no money. That's why inherited wealth is one of the most destructive things there is. Most people say, I would love, like if I went to most people and say, hey, would you like me to give you $1 million? Most people are like, hell yeah, give it to me. But the question is, do you know what to do with it? Do you know how to manage $1 million? Oh, I would figure it out. No, you wouldn't. Do you know how to, if you can't manage, do you know how to manage a million? If you can't manage 100,000, you will never manage a million. And if you can't manage 10,000, you'll never manage 100,000. And if you can't manage $1,000, you will never manage 10,000. Ever. The principles and the concepts in this book are scalable from all the way from the smallest to the highest. You learn it, scales all the way up. You don't have to relearn. There's to be different challenges at different points, but your core methodology and your core system, your core strategy, fully scalable. So our whole lives, we're trying to basically do better, and trying to be more successful. Have more, create success, freedom, security, fulfillment, and we never ask ourselves. We never actually define it. We never take the time to say, like, for example, what is, like, one of the things for me is I said, what is true wealth? What is wealth, first of all? And then I said, well, wait a second, what's true wealth? Is there such thing as fake wealth? Is there such thing as misrepresented wealth, or an illusion of wealth, or a concept of wealth and money and success that is sold to us that maybe is not the real thing? And then I stepped back and I said, well, if that's possible, then what could the real thing be? What is true wealth? What does that look like? How do you define that? Because why are we going to in our whole life, why are we going to pursue something, and life's really short. You're only going to live one time. Right now anyway, I guess. Okay? So life's pretty short. You're gonna go down a whole road. Most people, before they retire, when they're asked, this study's in here, when they're asked when they're getting ready to retire, what's your number one concern? What is your biggest worry? And they say, not having enough money. That's the studies, not having enough money. And then the very same people, a couple years after retirement, they're asked, what's your biggest worry? And it's not money anymore, because they figured it out. Now their biggest worry is relationships. Loneliness, which is what? Relationships. So you just spend your whole life going down a path, and you never step back, and you never actually define it. What are we talking about here? We're talking about our value system. We're talking about what's most important to us. This book does that. The beginning of this book lays a foundation. Takes you through some processes, and takes you through a process of laying a foundation. Whoops, it's all backwards. Okay, before we build this structure, right? So that we flush these ideas out in our head, and we get clear on what's important to us and what our values are and how we define wealth, and we break it down between internal and external. The book has the formulas. It's about investing. It's about how we manage our money, our earned income, and our unearned income, and how we convert our earned income into unearned income, because the key to wealth is to get your money working for you instead of you working for your money. So what is that? Get my money working for me instead of me working for my money. Convert the money I work for is the money I earn. That's earned income. The money that works for me is known as unearned income or passive income, or there's a lot of different terms. Okay, we just say earned and unearned. So before we get to that point, there's a process to get there, and so the front end of the book flushes that out, flushes those ideas out, so that you can get clear in your mind for you. Because why are you going to listen to some other person's idea of what quote wealth is or wealth isn't? It's your life, just like it's your money, just like you're exchanging your life energy, your time, every day, every week, every month, every year. You're exchanging that, and then for money, so you have resources. Okay, it's your life, it's your money. So you shouldn't be listening to somebody else's thing about that. This is what I'm telling you. This system is it's a master strategy, right? It's unlocking the code, because if all you did was you learned how to do that in the very beginning and you didn't even get the formulas and the other stuff, if all you did was that, you would start to set yourself free from the system, because the system's all about telling you and imposing on you its own definition of success, prosperity, freedom, wealth. The system doesn't want you to define it for yourself. The system doesn't want you to realize that those ideas, those words, those images have been predefined for you ahead of time and inserted into your software as a program. System doesn't want you to realize that. Because the moment you realize that and you go, okay, who, what, where, when was this defined for me? Did I define this or somebody else? That's the beginning of freedom. That's the beginning of unplugging from this freaking system that absolutely must keep you a debt slave. The system is dependent 1,000%. So that's the front end of the book, and we'll do another broadcast tomorrow. We're going to do this every day at 4 p.m. And I'll talk more about the book and stuff that's in it. And I might do some spontaneous broadcasts too. So, I would just stay tuned in. This week is going to be a busy week, and I think we're going to maybe do something towards the end or whatever if we hit our goal. It's open-ended, total skin in the game, man. You guys could really do me. This could be fun. I don't know. We're going to see what it turns out to be. But can we get this book? I mean, this is a survival manual. It's a financial and a life survival manual. Okay, it is a battle tested system, right? And what's really cool is you get to make it yours. Once you learn this, then you get to mold it and shape it into something that works for you and your personality type, right? Your interests, your timeline. Right? You still will work with, and we have some clients that are involved in financial planning and stuff like that. This book is not about you never working with an advisor. This book is about you being at a different level so that you can work with them more efficiently, and you can make sure that you're not allowing yourself to get into situations that you don't understand, where somebody could take advantage of you. You're taking responsibility. You understand how the dots connect. That's what this is about. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Go spread the word. Amazon.com, True Wealth Formula. Get the book there. Get the paperback, not just the Kindle. We can't do a whole lot of we can't do a lot with 99 cents, guys. Come on. How many people we're gonna help with 99 cents? Okay? I mean, that's there so you can start reading it right away. But and obviously for some people that whatever, but we're not gonna be able to give a lot of to help a lot of sex trafficking and orphans and people that really need help right now, right? I'm not gonna sweat very hard on 99 cents. I just gotta tell you that right now. It just ain't gonna happen, like it'd have to be quite a bit, So you need to get the paperback, and at a minimum, you should be doing like 5 or 10 or 50 or 100 or whatever your center of influence is. Think about it as the cheapest Christmas shopping you will ever do. Think about birthday presents, right? Okay, and then and think about this time period we're in right now with this crazy Corona crisis stuff. Right? So you get to be the hero by handing this book, to somebody and saying, hey man, read this book while you're freaking in Corona lockdown, and get your ass on this book and start reading it and learn these strategies. The best, I got to talk more about this tomorrow, but I'm telling you guys, man, the thing, like right now with this stuff that's going on, this is the time to be learning this stuff. This is the time to be increasing your skill set. This is the time to be getting your financial act, getting it together. You say, oh my God, my income has been cut in half. My business is, I'm really doing bad. That's the best time to do it, because I'm just telling you. Okay, so go Amazon.com. Then, whoops, I got my cards backwards. Then go to TrueWealthFormula.com and get signed up on that site. You'll see a landing page, name, email, simple, and then on the page afterwards, you get to download the PDF, you get access to the videos, and there's some other stuff on there. And you can find out information about our implementation program. We have had a lot of people sign up for that recently, and it's an amazing program. People are loving it. It's you can get more information on the page. And then last but not least, kingsransom.org. So if you do step 1 and 2, okay, and 2, then I'll be doing step 3. You don't have to do anything here. You can if you want. You can go there, but I'll be doing that and basically matching dollar for dollar whatever we do this week, guys. So God bless. We'll do another one tomorrow at 4 o'clock, every day 4 o'clock. Spread the word, spread this video around. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to hearing from you. If you've already read part of the book, or if you could do a review on Amazon, please do that. And I think that's it for today. Oh my gosh. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for caring. Thank you for giving a you know what about this message and getting the word out and putting time into jumping on this video. And you're going to get through this. I'm telling you, you're going to get, you and your family and the people you love, and you know, you're going to get through this. The world is going to survive this weird stuff that's going on. It's not just this virus stuff. It's a cycle that's happening right now. And you know, there's some awesome stuff that's going to come out of this. Really, 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 really good stuff. And you're going to get through it. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be better on the other side of it. I know that. And obviously, I believe that this will help you do that. All right. Go to DannyJohnson.com. There's an event going on this weekend. First Step Success virtual event. First one ever. It's going to be amazing. Help you increase your income. Do well. See you tomorrow at 4 or sooner. Never know.